Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and actually, if you want to take this one, I just need that later.
Okay.
Oh, you know what? I do need this now because I'm making a double recipe.
Okay.
I didn't start early enough tonight. So let's see, I was talking about the lamb's quarter. Since it's wild, if you can eat wild foods a little bit, I mean, you don't want to eat a whole bunch of them, and you want to know what you're doing before you eat wild. Just go out and start eating something wild. You definitely want to make sure you know what it is and if it's safe. But wild foods will have more protective qualities, and the bugs don't bother them at all. But they have, different chemicals. Like they have their own pesticides, and things like that. So a lot of other qualities. But what I was thinking of, I got on this rabbit trail here. But the purslane actually is, I was talking about omega-3s. And the purslane is really, really high. It's one of the highest in the greens for omega-3s. So, and that's the one right here. Do you guys want to try this? Any of you?
Yes.
I'm going to pass these. Does somebody want to grab these bowls? And you can just pass them around. I'm not sure if there's
probably not enough
for everyone.
I'll do some more.
Yeah, so if you don't get one, we can chop up some more.
So if these grow wild, where can you get them?
You better like it.
Know what they look like grow?
Yeah, you can take a look at them. Purslane, actually, you can cultivate. You can get the purslane at a garden center or something and cultivate it. It's a flower. But you can also find it growing wild. So if you don't have it,
is this one the purslane?
Yes, the juicy looking one is the purslane, and the lamb's quarter is the like kind of spinachy looking one.
Once you have purslane, you'll never get rid of it.
Yeah, and she's always digging it up, trying to get rid of it. So then she gives it to me because I just eat it. So I have a couple of pots of it in my yard, but she's got it growing wild everywhere.
Do you want to press that down this way again? The other side.
Do you juice it?
You can juice it. Yeah, you can juice it. You can also put it in salads. You can steam it, or saute it or whatever. But it's
I thought it was going to be strong.
Yeah, it's really mild.
Yeah.
It's very mild. But it's one of the highest greens in omega-3 fatty acids. So,
Have it at the farmer's market?
What's that?
Do they have it at the farmer's market?
That was purslane.
Actually, I noticed that one of the Asian vendors had bags of purslane last week or the week before.
At Cherry Street?
At Cherry Street Farmers Market. Yeah. And so I was excited to see that. And a lot of the other cultures recognize the value of wild foods. And one of my other farmer friends, she's also Asian, and they eat lamb's quarter, and there's something called pigweed that's really similar to lamb's quarter, and they eat that. And so, I mean, they just let all the weeds grow, and that's a really important part of their diet. So, yeah, it's really interesting. Okay, so I got the zucchini, tomatoes, corn, dill, and now I have the avocados in there.
Yeah.
And I've got the juice of 2 limes, or about 4 tablespoons.
To the back.
I'm going to add that.
Thank you.
You guys have it?
Thank you.
This is the lamb's quarter, hasn't made it through yet?
Olive oil.
These lamb quarters are small, right? They get real big.
They get real big. Yeah.
Yes, lamb's quarter. We saw the other day, I'd never seen lamb's quarter this big. It was this tall. It was bushes. Somebody had it in their yard, which is where I got some for my yard. He had it growing last year, this little, and I pulled some up and planted it in my yard. Now I have it everywhere. And but his is it's like this tall this year. Awesome.
There's going to be a class on edible native plants at the garden center
Oh, really?
on the 26th in the evening.
Oh, darn, I'm gonna be gone.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh, darn.
Yeah. Oh,
anyway,
love
there
to know
will
that.
be, she has a seminar, you know, that she's going to give.
Did everyone hear that? If you're interested, Linda said there's going to be a class at the Garden Center on the 26th, the Tulsa Garden Center, which is Peoria and 30, whatever it is, 34th.
It's actually 26.
Oh, 20. Oh, that's right. Yes.
Garden Center.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's in the evening, but you can call the Garden Center and find out the exact time.
Okay. If everyone didn't hear that.
I know
Okay.
the woman that's going to give it.
Oh.
Yeah. Is she good?
Yeah.
Oh,
What's her name?
Susan.
Is it Sue Gray?
No, it's not Sue
No.
Gray. Her name sounds sort of oriental to me.
Her last name is,
Yeah.
That's the reason I couldn't remember her last name.
Yeah. But it's just going to be a talk.
Oh, that's awesome. So if anyone is interested, call the Garden Center and learn about wild edibles.
Is there any other oil that you can use aside from olive oil?
Yes, in fact, I've made this with hemp oil as well, which hemp oil, by the way, is balanced in omega-3 and omega-6s. It's a very healthy alternative to olive oil. So, I mean, it's a really good choice for olive oil. What's that?
Like a 3-to-1 sort of balance?
Yes, I think it is actually. I forget the exact balance, but it's a really
How about coconut
really
oil?
good one. I wouldn't put coconut oil in this only because coconut oil has I mean, it'll get hard.
Okay.
So if you put it in this as a cold salad, so you might have little chunks of coconut oil in there.
What about flaxseed oil?
Or flaxseed oil.
Flaxseed oil?
It's kind of strong flavored, so you might not. I wouldn't put all of it as flaxseed in this recipe. I might put a couple of tablespoons and then the rest another oil. But yeah,
Thinking of the omegas again.
Yeah, the omega-3s. Yeah, and the reason omega-3s are so important in our diet is because, I mean, we want a balance of the omega-3s and 6s and 9s, because those are the essential fatty acids that our body needs and can't produce, which is what essential fatty acid means, that our body can't produce that. So, in our standard American diet, it's pretty much all omega-6s, everything. So that's why they're always saying you need to add omega-3s to your diet because we're so unbalanced. We get a ratio of about 60-to-1 omega-3s or 6s to 3s, and so it's really important to add that in or cut out all the processed food, because like about 75 or 85% of the food on the grocery store shelves, the regular grocery store shelves, has corn or some kind of processed corn, soy, or wheat or something, and that's all omega-6 fatty acids. So you want to add a lot more fresh food into your diet, greens and veggies and the hemp oils and the flaxseed oil and stuff like that into your diet to get that omega-3 back up. And I'm measuring this in this bowl because I forgot my things. This is a quarter cup in this little, like right here. So I put 2 of those in. Oops, slippery. And we're going to put about a teaspoon of Himalayan sea salt. And I don't have my spoon, but that's about a third. This is how I do it at home. Okay. And you can adjust this to your liking. I don't use a whole lot of salt at home, but I do like to put a little salt in in recipes just to bring out the flavor of it. And I'm going to talk about that in a second too, because the gazpacho traditionally doesn't have salt in it. But I added just a little bit just to bring out the flavor. It just really enhances the flavor, like tomatoes. It just really brings out the flavor of the tomato. So anyway, I put a little bit of salt in there and onion pepper.
Do we have the pepper grinder?
Oh yeah, the pepper.
Is there pepper in here?
Oh, you know what? I'll just leave it out. It's okay. No biggie. Well, yeah.
Okay. Here.
Oh, there.
Here.
Oh, do we have it?
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna put a little bit of pepper in here. I won't put a whole lot. I love fresh cracked pepper, but I can kind of go wild with this stuff at home. And just an FYI, we're not putting turmeric in the food tonight, but I love my little trivia things about food. If you use turmeric in a recipe, if you know what that is, it's the kind of the Indian spice, or it's the yellow color in curries, and it's what makes French's mustard yellow. It's a really good anti-inflammatory. And they actually have fresh turmeric root over here. I was surprised to see that. I usually don't find the fresh turmeric except in like an Asian market, but I saw it here a couple of days ago in produce. Yeah, it's over by the ginger. So it's a really good anti-inflammatory agent, and when you use turmeric in a recipe, it's a great idea to also include pepper in that, black pepper, because black pepper has a chemical called piperine, and it increases the bioavailability, which means the ability for your body to use the properties of the turmeric by 1,000%.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yeah. So just a little bit of pepper with your turmeric really helps it. It's kind of like tomatoes and olive oil. The lycopene in tomatoes is more absorbable with oil. So that's why I'm putting some oil, or that's not the only reason it's good. But it's really good. But the oil will help you to absorb the lycopene. So, and that's true with certain vitamins, you know, like vitamin D, vitamin A, I think a couple more that are better absorbed with some kind of, but they're called fat-soluble vitamins, so they need some kind of oil to absorb best. So that's our salad, and you just want to stir everything together, and the avocado makes it a little creamy in there. And this looks really different. I made this the other day with, or last week with corn from the farmer's market, which was really yellow. So a totally different color than the corn that they have, which is local and organic, is white. So that's it.